Live?
Live.
We are live. Welcome back. Happy Hour Sports. It is
The 12th.
September 12th. Happy birthday to my sister.
Happy birthday.
We are recording. It is Tuesday, September 12th. We are live after NFL Week 1. Unbelievable.
We missed a season preview, but we'll do that quick here. It's just 1 week.
We missed the season preview, but it was probably all going to be wrong what we said anyway because so many things happened in Week 1 that I don't think anyone necessarily expected or predicted. Do you want to just jump right into it and start with the big news from last night?
Yeah, we might as well just start with last night for sure.
Aaron Rodgers is
Dead.
done.
You think he's done? I mean, he's done for the season.
He's obviously done for the year with a torn Achilles last night, Monday Night Football against the Buffalo Bills, which, I mean, talk about a storybook injury. Holy cow. I mean, that will go down as one of the all-time bad beats in the history of the world. The Jets sell their franchise, sell their souls to the devil to get Aaron Rodgers for 2 years, maybe 3 max.
And that one just got taken away.
Runs out with the American flag.
That was awesome.
American Patriot, 9/11, New York City, and then bang, 4th play of the game, popped Achilles. I think I kind of thought it was bad right away. I'm not a doctor, but anyone who just stands up and then immediately falls over afterwards with a blank stare on their face in that big of a situation with that much adrenaline, I don't want to say I told you so, but I expected the worst when he went down.
Yeah, no, when I saw him try to play, got to this huddle and then he just went to the ground, he's never done that. I've watched a lot of Packers games. He's never done that.
He's a tough son of a bitch, and when he went down like that, I officially got worried. And Zach Wilson comes in, wins the damn football game for the Jets, though. Big-time stuff out of Zach Wilson, the MILF hunter, Zach Wilson. Unbelievable performance. Not actually. It was pretty bad other than that last.
His QBR was good, but, if you watch the game, it was nothing special.
He handed the ball off in an outstanding fashion.
Brees Hall won the game.
Brees Hall was amazing, and the Jets' defense won the game.
Yeah,
that's what won
true,
the game.
Yeah.
And Josh Allen, dare I say.
Won the game.
Josh
For
Allen
the Jets.
may have given the game away.
Yes.
Josh Allen last night, 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions, and a fumble. Unbelievable, shockingly bad performance in a situation where literally it felt like they could not lose. Honestly, it felt like they couldn't lose. The Jets' defense, yes, was playing fantastic the entire game, but that was the Bills' game to lose as soon as Zach Wilson stepped on the field, which essentially was the entire game.
It was the whole game.
So the Jets walk off with a punt return touchdown, which was a pretty awesome moment.
That was awesome, it was awesome for me. I knew I could see it. They were winning 13-3 at half, and I could see it. I was like, this should not be 13 points. And
It should have been 50.
I live bet the Jets, and it hit. I didn't think it hit.
What were the odds that you got them at?
Plus 400.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So now if Rodgers is in the game, obviously those odds are a lot lower. But Zach Wilson comes in, gets it done, unbelievable fashion, and that capped off. That Monday Night Football game was supposed to be the, what is it called? The crescendo, right? Big word, SAT word. Crescendo to an epic Week 1 of NFL football, but unfortunately it was a crescendo in the wrong way. Aaron Rodgers getting hurt is literally unbelievable to me.
Yeah, it sucks.
I could not believe that. Garrett Wilson just popped his head into the game, scored an unbelievable touchdown.
Needed that.
Unbelievable
Anytime
touchdown.
Bang.
Yeah, damn, I had that. I needed Josh Allen to run one in.
Yeah, I did too.
That sucked, man.
The over was good as soon as he got hurt too.
He had it to run that ball in too when he threw that touchdown pass.
I think he was over the line. I think that should have been a penalty.
Well, but it only has to be the one part of your body that's touching it.
The one angle, it looked like there's no way his foot was.
Yeah, I don't know.
You never know.
I know that Blake Bortles was the king of throwing the ball past the line of scrimmage, but
he was the king of not throwing it to receivers.
Yeah, Did
you hear about Jordan Whitehead though last night?
Yeah, he got that $250.
Yeah,
or $250K.
3 picks in a season. He got him on one night thanks to Josh Allen.
$250,000 contract.
Better send Josh a cake.
He literally should send him a gift. I mean, he just gifted his family $250,000.
Give him a gift card to Room 40 in Buffalo.
Room 40, what? So that was Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers done for the season.
We're skipping Sunday Night Football. We don't need to talk about that.
Extremely sad Aaron Rodgers missed the season. Sunday Night Football, skip song. Disgusting game. Bad weather, bad football, bad vibes, bad everything. just if you're the Giants,
You had
forget
1 year.
You forget about that one, right? You got to do your best to forget about that one. And
Dude, depressing. I'm going back to the other game that's depressing. I think I saw something. The Jets have 4 or 5 more primetime games for the rest of the season.
I know.
And they're all Zach Wilson fucking
I know.
dog shit.
That is upsetting, to be honest.
Which I think 1 or 2 of them are in December, so they might get bumped to the 8 a.m. segment of the day, you know?
You hope so. You would hope so that something.
That game could go on at
Well,
6
they can't-
a.m. and no one would know that it even happened.
Well, the NFL doesn't flex games unless it's the last couple weeks. Those prime
That's why I
time.
said they're in December. They play 2 in December.
I thought it was only the January. It's the last 2 weeks of the season they can flex. I don't think it's anything else than
Shit,
that.
I think one of the games was like the 21st or 2nd.
I could be wrong in saying that, but I'm almost positive.
It might
it's
be
just
the last 3.
It might be the last 3, but
whenever they start playing on Saturday.
which is I think the last 2 weeks of the
Oh,
season.
okay, true.
It's either 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I've been wrong before. All right, you want to run through the Sunday night game? I mean, we all saw what happened. Cowboys defense is legit. I think that was the takeaway from that game, and I also think that the Giants are frauds.
$40 million for your quarterback. Congrats, Giants fans.
Daniel Jones is not.
You got your guy for the 4 more years. You got him.
No, he
You
will
got
be
him locked up.
Daniel Jones. If they have a bad year this year, Daniel Jones will probably not be gone by next year, but he will be benched some part.
They're gonna have to
next year.
restructure that $40 million. For
He's
that
getting
is-
cut. They're going to do exactly what the Jags did to Blake Bortles. They gave him like whatever the Jags gave Bortles, like $30 million a year or whatever it was, $25 million a year.
They
Then
paid him to leave.
he was done after a year.
Yeah.
They probably front loaded it just like Bortles. I don't know the exact specifics of it, but if I had to guess, it would probably be something like that.
front-loaded.
Because I don't know that, honest to God, anyone trusts Daniel Jones to win a football game, even including the Giants organization. I mean, yeah, he had some great games last year, and he made some plays with his feet. But that you look at that, and it doesn't feel sustainable. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, it was a lot of good coaching. Like I think Brian
Daboll's a good coach.
and that goes a long way for a mediocre quarterback to look good.
I agree.
And they have no money to pay Saquon, who will win them more games than Daniel Jones will. Fact or fiction?
Yeah, that's a fact. Saquon, yeah, because anyone can hand the ball off to Saquon Barkley. All right, well, I'm gonna kick us off on the 1:00 games, and I'm gonna start with the game that I thought was, I guess, maybe the most. I don't want to say surprising, but surprising. Bucks Vikings, 20-17. Bucks beat the Vikings. Baker Mayfield coming out party as a Buccaneer.
Yeah, I was surprising.
Kirk Cousins, not an awful game.
I would say awful.
Justin Jefferson had all of his yards in the first half, essentially, and was pissed off after the game, which I think everyone saw on the internet. That was the takeaway from this game. Also, did you see Baker Mayfield after he ran that that dude over? Did you wait up, boy?
Yeah, some fucking
Little
kid.
boy.
That's
That
so
was
good.
shocking. I mean, Baker went 21 for 34, 175, and 2 touchdowns.
That's like the good coaching. Like that was a good game plan that week. They had 175 and 2 touchdowns. It usually doesn't cut it. But when your defense only allows 17, Kirk Cousins had 330 yards and they only scored 17 points.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Exactly. I was just about to say
That's crazy.
That's shocking. So, but I think a lot of people wrote the Bucks off because they're playing. I mean, for one, they're playing in a bad division. I mean, call me crazy. They have a chance to hang around and play for that division if they.
Yeah,
really want.
I think Falcons, Saints, or Bucks could win.
I
I
don't
think the
think
Panthers have a chance.
I don't think the Falcons have any chance. To
I don't
win
think
that
they do
division.
either. But I mean, I think it's the Saints' division to lose.
I agree with you, but
I mean, they beat the Titans. I think that. They didn't look good either, though. But
so Todd Bowles is the coach. I mean, he's a defensive
is
guy.
Byron Leftwich still the OC there?
No, didn't he get fired?
Did he?
think
I don't
he
know.
did.
I don't know.
I thought he got fired after.
He probably did.
I'm
I'll
almost.
look it up real
I'm
quick.
almost positive he got fired.
Yeah,
and I don't
Dave Canales.
Whoever that is.
Yeah. Okay.
No idea. Next. No, the Bucks. I mean, I don't want to spend too long on this game, but the Bucks may not be as bad as everyone thinks they're going to be. I mean, they still have Mike Evans, who's a perennial 1,000-yard receiver. Every year he's been in the league. I mean, he is a stud. He's an absolute stud. He's had no one throwing him the ball for 8 of his 10 years he's been in the NFL.
And he's gonna rack up 1,000
7.
barring injury again.
Yep. They still have Chris Godwin on their team, and they have Rashad White, who's a great playmaking running back. I mean,
He didn't have the best stats, but the Vikings defense also isn't the worst. It's not good, but Their front seven's good, but their back end is.
Yeah, I don't know about the Vikings. I think that
yeah.
the easy take on the Vikings this whole offseason was that they won all the close games last year. They got lucky, yada, yada, yada.
Same with the Giants.
It rears its head early in the season. Will it stay this way? Will it revert back to the mean? We don't know. We don't know. We don't know now. So I think
they are in the Thursday night game against the Eagles, though. That'll be interesting to see if they can come back at all.
I think the Vikings.
It's in Philly, though, so.
Yeah, I think the Vikings could win that game.
They could.
I'm going to take us to another 1 o'clock game. Browns-Bengals. This one, no, I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't watch a ton of this game, but I did see some of the highlights.
I caught the red zone.
Yes, I saw the red zone angles of it. The easy thing to take away from this game is that Joe Burrow had, 82 passing yards? He went 14 of 31, 82 passing yards. No picks, no touchdowns. But
it's honestly sadder that he didn't throw a pick.
It is. And only scoring 3 points, everyone's been saying this. Joe Burrow, he misses training camp, basically all of it.
Just like last year, and they had a slow start.
They had a slow start last year. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, and who knows, maybe I would have said this in the Week 1 preview if we would have done it, which we did not. We apologize to our loyal fan base of 17 people. That's how many views we had last week, guys, on our
is that the most
on our episode? No, dude, we had like upwards of 60 on one of those. So You guys are slacking. Please be a friend, tell a friend. If you're enjoying the show, please be a friend,
You're
tell a friend.
legally obligated,
because it's very difficult for us to come back from our very difficult jobs that we do all week and talk into these microphones to no one. So if you're listening, please continue and please share. We appreciate it.
We love you.
The Bengals. I don't know, dude. I just don't know. I've never bought the Zach Taylor hype. I know it's Week 1. I know it's in Cleveland. I know the Browns have had their number over the last couple of years. Burrow's never won in Cleveland.
He's never won there, yeah.
I just don't know about Zach Taylor, and I feel like no one says that. I feel like no one has really brought up the fact that, is Zach Taylor an imposter, and does he just have all of these offensive weapons? Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. And T. Higgins, who allegedly is gone after this year. And then also you got some studs on the defense, too. You got Sam Hubbard. They had the safety Jesse Bates, but he leaves. Mm-hmm. They have a good football team, but I don't know. Is Burrow, what do you think?
I think they'll eventually be fine.
I think you're
I'm looking at their schedule. They play the Ravens next week, which if they play like that, they're going to lose. But then they got Rams, Titans, Cardinals, Seahawks next 4. It's not the hardest thing I've ever heard.
No, that's not.
After that, though, they got Niners and Bills back to back. So,
okay.
It heats up, but it gives Burrow some time. They can get. They should be with how bad the Titans look, the Cardinals look, the Seahawks look. Those should be no question.
Those are get right games. Yeah. Those are opportunities for get right games.
The Rams actually look pretty good. They were playing the Seahawks.
They did.
Really
the Rams
bad.
did look all right. I'd like to talk a little bit about Cleveland. Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is a fucking all-star.
Most underrated player probably in the NFL.
Nick Chubb, talking about running backs not necessarily getting paid in the NFL anymore, if there's a running back that you can pay in the league, that I wouldn't mind paying, because I'll say that I have not. I've been on this, you don't need to pay a running. You don't need to draft a running back. Specifically, I was on that you don't need to draft a running back in the first round. And the difference between your average quote-unquote second string running back and some guy that you're going to pluck out of another team's practice squad for a few weeks is pretty minimal. Nick Chubb is a bona fide stud. He is so good.
Yes.
He's so fun to watch. He runs so hard. And I don't know. I don't know what I expect out of the Browns this year. The only thing that I can think of is that they have Myles Garrett and Nick Chubb. Those are just the two things that stick out to me.
Deshaun Watson and Amari Cooper are worth saying.
I don't want to talk about Deshaun Watson.
I'm just saying. He played pretty good.
He had an average game by the look of the stats. Again, this is not one
24-0 though. He didn't really have to.
Yeah, right. You don't have to do much in that situation.
Yeah.
So I think the Browns. If Deshaun Watson looks anything like he did 3 or 4 years ago, obviously they're in good shape there.
Which he will never. That will never happen.
I agree with you. So yeah, I think this game. I think it's more about the Bengals having a slow start than it is about the Browns playing a good game.
Yes, that is a fact.
My apologies to the Browns for saying that, but I'm not sorry.
I have a. We can also. We did this with the Sunday night game. Don't really have to talk much about the Ravens, Texans. Texans suck. Ravens are good.
That's what I was just about to get to. The only big thing, or the big thing that comes out of the Ravens game, J.K. Dobbins blows his Achilles.
Yeah, it sucks every year.
Damn, he came back from injury last year, right? Did he? Or was he injured?
No, he's been injured every year of his career.
It's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
So
They'll fit, like you said, though. They'll find a running back and he'll be.
You know who's good on the Ravens? Zay Flowers.
Yeah,
he is good.
I have a ticket him to win offensive rookie.
Oh, I don't hate that at all. I think Zay Flowers. I think honestly, the thing that you watch the Ravens over the last few years since they've had Lamar and he's kind of become the guy for them or whatever, is that they've never had their star marquee receiver was Hollywood Brown, who, well, he's
Blows.
gone.
He's on the Cardinals.
He's on the
Cardinals number
he's
one,
gone.
but he's done.
He's done forever. That's it.
He's on
His
a bad
career is
team.
over.
Yeah.
And Mark Andrews. And Mark Andrews is a tight end who,
He has his own injury problems.
in his own right, is a good tight end, has injury problems, but he's not a Travis Kelce,
No.
right? He's
Or
not.
not a Kittle.
He's not a George Kittle. He's not those guys. And Lamar Jackson has still had unbelievable seasons. Lamar Jackson this year has Rashad Bateman, who is... He's Rashad Bateman. I don't know what else more to say other than he's just Rashad Bateman. He's just there.
Yeah, he's there.
Odell, if Odell can actually be Odell from 4 years ago, even just some of that, or Odell from 2 seasons ago on that back half of that Rams Super Bowl run, I mean, I think that's worth a lot in and of itself.
Yeah.
And then they have Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers is the playmaker on that offense. They have not, since Lamar Jackson got there, tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm missing something, they have not had that bona fide stud playmaker for him to throw the ball
Never.
to.
They never have.
He is so fast. He's so fun to watch. I got introduced to him. Obviously, I didn't watch it. Was he Boston College?
Boston, yep.
Never really watched him in college. Didn't really know much about him at all. Saw him in that preseason game that they played against the Commanders, I think it was.
They finally lost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they finally broke the streak. And, man, he just looked so damn good. And all the clips that I saw out of him this weekend, I mean, he goes for nine catches, 78 yards in every clip I saw. I mean, he just looks so fast. And in the Ravens uniform, it makes him look even faster.
Yes.
Those
are fast uniforms.
They're so fast. Those
are fast
extremely
uniforms.
fast.
Yeah.
And I think Lamar Jackson's due for a year, man, especially after all the bullshit he went through last year with the contract negotiation and actually probably being legitimately hurt, even though a lot of people, I think, question that. Lamar Jackson was an MVP like this. If that defense is solid and they can figure out a way to get Odell back up to
100%.
And I don't know what to say about C.J. Stroud. I mean, I didn't really
It's his
watch
first
it.
game.
I didn't watch it enough to be able to tell you.
Yeah,
if
no,
he
I
played
didn't
well or
really.
not.
That didn't even catch red zone very much. I wouldn't even be surprised. I look right now. I wouldn't even be surprised if maybe they threw in. Yeah, they didn't even throw in Mills. They just let him go. 28 for 44, 242. No touchdowns, no picks.
I don't hate that.
No picks is pretty good.
Especially on the road against a normally pretty stout Ravens defense. I mean, in a hostile environment. Ravens cover the 10-point spread. I think that's what they wrote there. Let's talk about Saints-Titans. I mean,
That was an ugly game.
that's a disgusting game. You look at those two logos, and there are two situations
Disgusting.
that they're in right now. Those two teams, both of them, are in such a strange, weird kind of... No one's calling it like a transition era. No one's calling it like a pseudo rebuild.
People are picking the Titans to win the division.
Which
Same as the Saints. The Saints are in the same boat. Like I said that earlier.
the Titans getting picked to win the division is dumb. I will say that is dumb. I mean,
yeah.
I'm a homer. We're Jags fans. We are homers.
It's the
Trevor
Jags.
Lawrence. It's Trevor Lawrence's division, but I want to get through this game before I fall over talking about Trevor Lawrence anymore. Ryan Tannehill throws 3 picks. Way to
Classic.
go, Ryan. Ryan Tannehill is he's worst. Ryan
Throwing mail
Tannehill's
boy.
worst.
He's worse.
He's completely worst. Derrick Henry 15 for 63. Nothing special. Derrick Henry's old.
He is old.
Traylon Burks could be okay for them, but they don't have anyone to throw on the ball.
Not really at 27 yards total.
I know. I'm just in general. The
Nick
Titans,
Westbrook Akini. I mean, that's a name I've never heard of.
I mean, the Titans just kick every field goal in the entire world.
Yeah, you gotta love that. Honestly, good for the kickers.
The Nick Folk goes 5 for 5. I mean, career day for him potentially. And it's just an ugly
That
game.
is crazy.
I mean, that's a good fantasy week if you have him.
He is the Titans' best fantasy player, their kicker. We can say that with confidence.
With 100% assurity, he is their best player. I don't know. Everyone gives Vrabel the shine. First off, I mean, I don't think I mentioned it. Saints 16, Titans 15. I mean, Derek Carr's on the Saints. That's just so boring to me. Derek Carr is the most boring quarterback in the NFL. He is so average. Derek Carr is the most average quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, you could argue Jimmy G.
Jimmy G is a fucking winner, though. I'll get to that one later. Jimmy G is a winner.
Yeah,
he's a winner, dude.
Yeah,
look at what he's done.
Oh, Mac Jones. Mac Jones is
bad. Mac Jones is not average. He's bad.
Yeah, you think he's bad?
Some were calling him mediocre Mac. I think he's.
Yeah.
No, I'm not buying it.
That's true.
But
you're right. Like Derek Carr is only getting picked ahead of Mac Jones, rookies, second-year players, maybe Baker Mayfield,
Justin Fields.
Yeah, Justin Fields for sure. We'll get to him.
I would take Baker Mayfield right now over Derek Carr because at least Baker Mayfield's fiery and he's fun
kind
to
of a
watch.
dog, yeah.
Derek Carr is so boring. You turn the if Derek Carr's on the TV, I turn the TV on and I just go, damn. Like if Derek Carr's on a primetime game, that is the perfect game for me to fall asleep watching.
Yep.
That is perfect because he does nothing exciting. He never makes wild throws. He always has 267 yards, it feels like, 2 touchdowns and a pick. And one of those picks comes at an inopportune time, and it feels like they lose those games.
Yeah.
But
he was, I'll say this, his first couple years, he was throwing the fucking ball. I think he lost some juice somewhere. I don't know if it was losing Jack Del Rio or what it was, the prestigious coach.
Jack Del Rio, many people forget.
Dude, I mean, I think Derek Carr might have thrown for close to 5,000 yards like his first or second year.
I'm not saying he's not a talented
But,
thrower.
now he definitely... I think he's just like, I mean, I'm rich.
So Derek Carr, I feel like if you look at the stats, and I don't know this, I'm just talking out loud. I feel like if you look at his stats, they're not bad stats, I wouldn't assume.
No.
It's just they don't win a lot of games for whatever reason. It just doesn't feel like they just don't win. It doesn't feel like his team around him looks at him and is like, this is the guy, like, we're going to win this game with him at the quarterback. That's my synopsis.
I agree with that.
That's my synopsis of Derek Carr as a quarterback. He's on the Saints now, which is a weird thing to look at. Similar color scheme to the Raiders. Still got the black in there. Still got a little, white. The gold is a new ad, but it matches Derek Carr's appearance perfectly.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Patrick Cantlay effect. It's like, we're all black, so we can just forget about you on the screen.
He is the Patrick Cantlay of quarterbacks. That's how I describe it. Tannehill has a bad game. Titans hang in there. I mean, Vrabel's a hard ass. I mean, their teams are gonna stay in games, but I don't know. I mean, they have D-Hop now, but I mean, what good does it do if you're
bad?
And D-Hop hasn't exactly shown anything over the last 2 years or so that he's, still that. I mean, he's a game-changing wide receiver, but he hasn't. To his credit, he hasn't had a game-changing quarterback. Or a great quarterback throwing him the ball ever.
Never.
Ever. So, I mean, that's that. I mean, that's a boring game. Saints are 1-0, Titans 0-1. Saints are on top of that division, tied with the Falcons and the Bucks.
Yeah. 3
of the 4 teams get a win there. I think that Tampa Bay could surprise some people and stay in that division, but I agree with you in saying that it's the Saints' division to lose for sure.
Yeah, because they'll have Kamara back, and that'll be pretty good for them.
Well, they have Williams too, Jamal Williams.
Yeah,
I mean,
he looked pretty good, but Kamara's different.
Yeah, Kamara's great.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to Falcons Panthers. I mean, that's absolutely a boring game. I mean, the Falcons are. I don't know if this is an accurate statement or not. They are the most, when I look at their logo, I immediately want to look away. Their logo is a bad logo. Their stadium, if you look at it, it looks so dark in their stadium. It looks sad in there. It looks
I think
depressing.
That's like the vibe they're going for, which I don't like.
Sad.
It. Yeah.
It's extremely sad the way it looks inside their stadium.
Hot Atlanta.
They have Dijon Honey Mustard, Bijan Robinson. I mean,
that was a good first touchdown to have. I'd like to have that first touchdown.
Yeah.
He's the only person I'm scared of to win Offensive Rookie of the Year over Zay
He
Flowers.
could. I don't think so. Falcons 24, Panthers 10 to start off. Bryce
Yeah, that's
Young's
all we
first
need.
start.
That's all we really need to
Desmond
say.
Ridder is not the answer at quarterback. I think it's safe to say. I mean, he didn't have a bad game. Again, this is one I didn't watch a ton of. I saw some plays. I didn't see anything crazy.
Seems like Marcus Mariota 2.0.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't think that you're going to be getting like if you're down 7 with a minute and a half left in a timeout, Desmond Ritter's not going to be the guy to drive you down the field. I don't think. I've been wrong before.
Zach Wilson got a field goal.
People forget.
People forget.
I think that Bijan Robinson, people are excited for Bijan. You've got Bijan on your fantasy team.
Yeah,
You're a
that team's
Bijan believer. I don't know that much about Bijan. I mean, I watched him at Texas. I mean, he's a good player. Again, I'm a proponent of not drafting running backs that high in the draft, so I don't know. The Falcons, to me, seem like a team that will run the ball a lot. Tyler Algier, though, got the bulk of the carries.
He's stealing
which was interesting.
which is kind of like the Lions game.
Yeah.
Jameer Gibbs didn't get as many touches as he probably should.
Yeah, so maybe attribute that to the rookie learning the playbook still. And the Falcons, they've got weapons, man. I mean, Drake London having 0 catches for 0 yards was
Crazy.
kind of crazy. I mean, I looked at that. Literally, I saw on fantasy as someone was playing had him, and he had 0 points, and I was like, oh, he must have gotten hurt. To my knowledge, he is healthy.
He played the whole game.
He's healthy. He had no targets. He had 1 target, which is nuts. I mean, he was a great receiver last year. And Kyle Pitts having 3 targets just for a quarterback who's essentially a rookie, not a lot of playing experience.
Yeah.
Feels like having that safe outlet tight end would be your number one best friend, and it feels like they would draw up more to him. I mean, Bijan Robinson had 6 catches. I mean, he had the most receptions on the entire team.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Falcons to me feel like a weird team. They feel like they're not good. Feels like the Panthers are not good.
Arthur Smith is pretty good. Their coach.
Yeah,
Art Smith. They won more games last year than they should have, and this game was easy.
It just doesn't feel like the team is. It doesn't feel like they tried to put together a winning team. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
It
no,
does.
they're not.
That's not what it
they're
feels
just
like.
they're getting the best player they can get every year and not thinking about the rest.
It's very strange. Like, I don't feel like.
I don't know what they could have done at quarterback, but they did nothing, and obviously that's what makes them. I mean, they had a top 10 pick. They could have gone and gotten a Will Levis or traded up and tried to get an Anthony Richardson or one of those guys. They didn't do that.
To be fair, they might this year. There's more quarterbacks.
There are, so maybe they think that they win a couple games this year and they either trade up or sit back and wait for one of these quarterbacks to come through. Many people are wondering. One thing I will say, Bryce Young. I mean, I'm looking forward to watching Bryce Young play. It doesn't look pretty so far. Trevor Lawrence didn't look pretty at the beginning.
Their O-line is awful.
Their O-line is extremely bad.
Miles Sanders, I think, though, is an underrated player.
I think Miles Sanders is going to have a great year.
He is.
I think he's going to have a great year this year. Didn't have a ton of success in this game. Went 18 for 72, but I think it's exciting. So I'll be looking forward to seeing what Bryce Young does. Don't have a ton of confidence this year that the Panthers are going to win any more than 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
Another game in the early window, absolute ass kicking. 30-7, 49ers beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
I, for one, had somewhat high hopes or expectations for the Steelers.
I really thought that Kenny Pickett was going to come out and look a lot better than he did. This one I did get to see some of, and I saw a lot of it on Red Zone. Najee Harris, I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on with him. He didn't have a good rookie season last year. He did not have a good rookie season last year.
Was he a rookie last year?
Last year, yeah. I think so.
Wow.
Right?
You're probably right.
I don't know. Fact check me on that.
It just seems like crazy
I
that
could be wrong, but I think he was a rookie last year.
2021 draft.
Okay, so 2 years ago? No.
Yeah.
He was drafted.
He got drafted in
2021?
April of 21, so he played 21 and he played 22, and now he's playing 23.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. He got drafted in Trevor's draft class.
Okay, well,
I mean,
either way, I mean, he lackluster to say a word.
Najee Harris, I don't know why. I have such high expectations for him. I draft him in fantasy football every year he's been in the league, and he never does anything. And he's supposed to be that bona fide true star, number 1 running back. And the Steelers, for whatever reason, I mean, they spent a first-round draft pick on him, so that's probably the reason. But they don't bring in another one of these kind of high-profile backup or shared snap running backs to work with him, which I think works to their detriment, especially with the young quarterback. And I don't know, Deontay Johnson gets hurt. Kenny Pickett, allegedly, the internet was saying that when he got sacked early, his head slammed off the turf, and many Pittsburgh Steelers fans are saying that's the reason why he threw 2 interceptions and looked so bad.
He had a concussion.
Allegedly.
Well, that's cope.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'll say one thing. Going into this season, and I would have said this on the preview also, so I'm glad that maybe we didn't do the preview. I was not a believer that Brock Purdy was going to come out and look good. I thought Brock Purdy was going to come out and look like
I didn't see 30-7.
I thought Brock Purdy was going to come out and look like the last pick in the draft.
Just
Brock
dog
Purdy
shit. Played good.
It just again, this is something that I think. Tell me if I'm wrong. When I watch Brock Purdy run up to the huddle and break the huddle and go up and make the pre-snap adjustments with his offensive line and his receivers and his running back, it looks like he's been the starting quarterback there for 8 years.
Yeah.
He's started like literally 9 games for that team, including the playoffs.
He's good.
He looks so confident back there, and I keep waiting for him to do something that makes him look like the last pick in the draft, and he just doesn't do it.
He kind of just seems like, obviously it's a little early to tell, but he's kind of like on a Tom Brady arc. Like, not saying he's going to have 7 rings, but like
he's got that
no
Brady
expectation. He just kind of like has like a quiet dog in him.
Yeah.
He's there. He's in a good system with a good coach, with good players.
Oh, great player. The best situation you could ever be put into as a young quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, at least
Any quarterback in the league except Trey Lance could be good in that offense.
Rip Trey Lance, poor guy.
That
was a ricochet shot that he just took. He did not deserve that, dude.
It's all right, dude. He just got, I would argue, the best job you can possibly have, and it's backup quarterback. He's getting paid a lot of money to do. He gets to practice. He gets to throw balls and stuff.
He gets to
He
hold
probably
Dak's
wants
helmet.
to be out there, but like
yeah.
he's what was he, the 3rd pick?
Yeah.
I'll look up his contract real quick. He's had to have
A
made
lot of money.
$30-40 million already. He's been in the league for 3 years.
Not that much.
Aren't the contracts themselves only worth like 40?
Signed a 4-year, $34 million contract. Yeah. 22 of that was a signing bonus. So
good for him.
Yeah.
Trey Lance doing A-okay. But
Yeah.
back to the 49ers. Thank you for the Trey Lance update, and sorry about the ricochet shot if you're listening, Trey Lance. We know that you've listened before, so
he's one of the 17 strong.
yeah, one of the 17. We're very strong. We're extremely strong. Christian McCaffrey is fucking awesome. I mean, I don't know what else you need
Love
to say
him.
about him.
I
Christian
love him.
McCaffrey is another running back that's worth every dime you pay him. I got something to say about this game, though.
Say it, man. Just say it.
Say it. Say it. Say it.
Brandon Ayuk's better than Deebo Samuel is.
I think they're both. I don't know the ages, but it's like an X on a chart. They're an X right now, and Brandon Ayuk is on the come up of the center, and Debo's on the down.
But it was like this last year, too. Like, Brandon Ayuk he's good.
Yeah, he is good.
He is good.
Deebo Samuel, I mean, great player still. Don't get me wrong. He had 5 for 55. Brandon Ayuk goes 8 for 129, 2 touchdowns. I mean,
That's awesome. Brandon Ayuk he's a game wrecker. He is. He's so just like, he's kind of small, you know, and he just runs around so fast and he's open. He just looks like
He's fast. I mean,
he looks very susceptible to breaking ribs, though. That's one thing I will say. Like, when I look at him, I get concerned about his ribs. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that I get concerned about. Deebo Samuel's a big dude. But, I mean, having those two options on the outside paired with Kittle and Jawan Jennings is just
and Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, then not including Christian McCaffrey. I mean, that's just like, that's cheating almost. So,
Yep.
Niners get the win 30-7. I mean, the Niners look like they could win 14 games again this year.
They are. Well, we can talk. Well, we'll talk about it now. You texted me that you told me to frame it, so I screenshotted
no.
it. He texted me that the Cowboys are winning the NFC, and I'm gonna frame it.
I did.
I'm just that. I don't know if maybe a couple of drinks had to do with that.
Yeah, no, I mean, but now that we're talking about it, I don't know. You know, it's just the Cowboys, if we're going to go back to this very quickly, the Cowboys year after year after year after year have a good regular season. Sometimes very good regular season. And then for whatever reason, they don't get it done in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this year, I truly think that this year, and I know that their defense played against the Giants, I think that their defense this year is that good that they could take them to the Super Bowl. I mean, they've got Micah Parsons and Dante Fowler rushing the passer on the outside, which they were in Daniel. And again, it's the Giants, so I don't want to put too much onto this, but they were in Daniel Jones' face all night. Leighton Vander Esch at the linebacker spot. I mean, he's a great player. And then you've got Stephon Gilmore and Diggs at cornerback. Those are 5 just like really, really good players. Not including, I'm sure, a lot of other players on their defense, and I'm not mentioning, but I mean, that's an outstanding defense, and they've got freaking weapons on offense too, man. Tony Pollard, CeeDee Lamb, Gallup, and they sneaky got dang it, why can't I not remember? Brandon Cooks. I mean,
Brandon Cooks is good.
Brandon
He
Cooks
didn't even have a big game, and I think he's still going to be good.
Brandon Cooks, though, to me, is that receiver that you want to have on your team in the playoffs. I mean, he's always good for a clutch catch, dude.
Yeah, he is.
And you know what? It will never be a flashy catch. It will never be like a 50-yard down the sideline catch, but it will be a 15-yard over the middle, take a shot right to the chest and hold on to the ball.
Yep.
He's a gritty dude. Yeah, I don't hate what I said about the Cowboys.
Yeah, they have an easy start. They have an easy start.
I'll stick with that.
They play next 3 games: Jets, Cardinals, Cowboys. Patriots.
Yeah. I mean,
those are 3 winnable games.
They're winnable. No doubt. All right. We got 2 more 1 o'clock games. I'll go to the Cardinals Commanders.
We have to?
Yeah, Mitchell listens to this. Our good
friend
Mitchell.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Mitchell, if you made it to this point in the show.
Sorry, I didn't mean that, Mitchell.
He did mean it.
I
took the Cardinals to cover. I am the smartest person in the world. I knew that they were going to cover. I almost took them to win. I did not. I knew they were going to cover. It was very easy. Somehow this game didn't go over. That's shocking. They scored 36 combined points. I watched a little bit of this one. I mean, the Cardinals are just – they have, basically like just people they found on the street playing for them. It feels like their defense didn't play bad, though, honestly. I don't know if that was a combination of Sam Howell being an inexperienced quarterback or the fact that they have the Eagles' old defensive coordinator. Their defense really didn't look that bad from what I saw.
Yeah, they looked like they were playing hard.
Looked like they were playing hard. Commanders get the dub.
I needed a field goal for the over in that game.
Yeah, I needed it too. That would have been nice. Sam
Howell. They could have kicked one.
They could have, and they didn't. They sold out on us, which is
fine. I mean, whatever.
We'll remember that, though.
Yeah, we will remember that.
We'll remember that. Sam Howell. Well, first off, I want to actually talk about a player that is, who I think is really good on the Washington Commanders, and who I think that their fans should be extremely excited about. That's Brian Robinson Jr. He's
a dog, bro. He got shot.
I know. His stats, maybe not the greatest. 19 for 59. He had a receiving touchdown, though, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 1 catch, 7 yards for a touchdown. He's a good player, dude. He is a good player.
Yeah, he is a good player.
I think that as that offense starts to hum, I think he's going to be in a situation like how Travis Etienne was for the Jags. Like, the more their quarterback gets comfortable, the more that offense hopefully starts to hum with
Blossom.
the enemy. They've got players, man. They've got Jahan Dotson, great receiver. Terry McLaurin, obviously, you know what he can do. He's a stud. And then Brian Robinson in the backfield. That's a good offense. It really comes down to what Sam Howell can do this year. The big takeaway that I had for Sam Howell and watching this, every time I turned it on the TV, it felt like he was getting sacked. He took 6 sacks.
That's bad.
I'm not sure how much of that you attribute to the offensive line. I'm not an offensive line analyst, so I couldn't tell you. But young quarterbacks taking sacks, not anything out of the ordinary. But I don't know. I think he looked all right.
He looked all right. He has more to show, but he looked all right.
The jury is still out on Sam Howell. We are wishing him the best. I hope he's good. I hope the Commanders are good for the sake of their fans. They're like a team that's gone through like as much bullshit, it feels like, as the Jags have over the last few years. So
yeah.
Prayers up to them and hope that they can get a dub. That, I think, brings us to the last game in the 1 o'clock slate.
The best game.
The best game in the 1 o'clock slate. The best team in the 1 o'clock slate. And my Week 1 Super Bowl champion, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yes.
Now, it's no secret that we're Jags fans. I said it before. I'll say it again. If you don't like it, if you don't like it and you happen to be a new listener, someone on top of those 17 people, we don't want you. We don't want you here. Go on with yourself. Have a good day.
I'll take you.
What did you break me down on the Jags game? Tell me what you thought.
I think there was probably 6 to 7 game minutes in that third quarter where everyone was in panic mode. We all thought there's no way this team could be like that. And then it just ended up just being first game jitters. It's just like you got to get in the flow of the game, and it's exactly what we did. Trevor had – I mean, he had, I think he had a perfect passer rating over like 20 yards. Like he was –
Yep, he did.
insane. What was it? His first one was the Evan Ingram throw.
Oh, what
on
a
the
throw
right
that
side.
was.
And then what a catch.
Yeah,
and then the Zay Jones throw and catch was crazy.
Unbelievable. And then the Calvin Ridley one.
And the Calvin Ridley, him going outside the pocket and just finding Calvin Ridley wide open in the back of the end zone. First touchdown of the team. Calvin Ridley's first game in like 650 days.
Yeah, and just immediately going for almost 100 yards in the first half.
Yeah, well, he had 92, and then he ended up with like 102.
Yeah, 101 or something.
101, yeah.
Whatever it was.
Hey,
Yeah, 8 for 101.
we won the game.
We'll take it. My synopsis of this, pretty consistent with yours. I'm not going to lie, I was in full firestorm panic mode for about the back half of the second quarter and basically the entire third quarter. I was in full panic mode.
It's hard not to be as a Jags.
I looked at this battered Jags fan syndrome.
Yeah.
That's why it's every time something bad happens, I immediately think that it's back to 2018 bad. It's back to 2020 bad. Trevor had a pick in this game, which was not his fault. It was Tank Bigsby's fault.
Good job, Tank.
Not his fault. Tank, we will forgive you.
That was a great run.
We will give you another
toward
chance.
the end zone.
Great run towards the end zone and a great touchdown run at the end of the game. I think you said it to me. I think you texted it to me. Travis Etienne had a sneaky, really, really good game. Goes for 16 for 77 and a rushing touchdown and 5 catches for 27 yards and a lot of good blocks. It felt like he was making, obviously,
that clip went viral of him running down the field. Yeah.
Awesome play.
That's awesome.
Jags got playmakers, man. Christian Kirk didn't really show up on the stat sheet at all. Had 3 targets, 1 catch for 9 yards. Feels like that's going to happen to guys on this offense this year.
Yes.
It feels like you're going to have a game where Zay Jones doesn't really touch the ball. Evan Ingram doesn't touch the ball. Christian Kirk may not touch the ball. Just feels like you can't feed everybody, right? So, Jags fans, don't panic on that one.
Whoever's open is good with me.
Yep, as long as we're winning games. Anthony Richardson, as Gator fans, I was excited to watch him play, but not too excited because I didn't want him to do amazing. He looked a lot better than I thought he was going to look.
Yeah, I'll agree to that.
He goes 24 for 37, 223, a touchdown and a pick. Obviously, the pick basically seals the game. Great interception by Tyson Campbell on a levels route at the end of the game. Towards the end of the game, I should say. And he also had 10 rushes for 40 yards. I mean, he looked all right. I think Anthony Richardson, my synopsis of him is that he obviously has every physical tool in the world to be able to be a great NFL quarterback so long as he can stay healthy. I also think that Shane Steichen, the Colts' new head coach, I don't think he's going to be a bad coach.
Yeah, he won't be a bad coach.
I don't know if he is. I think they will be. They were fired up and ready to play. I mean, they were. They didn't look nearly as bad as I thought they would. It's clear that team has some juice from having a young guy at quarterback after they haven't had that since literally Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
I mean, 2013 or whenever that was. They have not had a rookie quarterback.
Sam Ellinger.
I mean, no one gets behind that.
And he did the best out of the 3 rookies. Stroud.
Oh, Richardson, you mean?
Yeah.
I thought you meant Sam Ellinger the other year. I was like, well, I don't know if that's true. But,
No. AR definitely had the most promising week 1.
Oh, no doubt about it. I think that, honest to God, I think he looked pretty poised back there.
Yeah.
I don't think that he really made – I don't know that they necessarily opened up that offense for him. I think that it was some pretty simple stuff that they were running, what it looked like. I don't know that for a fact, but it felt like that. Jags get a big week 1 win on the road.
Division away.
By 10. I mean, the Jags scored 31, and we were bitching about the offense didn't look good, so I'll take that.
Yeah, we covered.
Big game. Yeah,
huge. It was really 31-14.
Huge cover at the end. Yeah, Jags obviously give up some sloppy points. Defense looked better than I thought they would. I don't think that that's a narrative that a lot of people are kind of running with, but I really thought that the defense played
pretty well.
In comparison to what they played like last year, most of the year, where it was give up big play, give up big play, give up big play, and then somehow make some miraculous play to keep us in the game or win us the game.
Yep.
I'd much rather see some steady defense, and I feel like we saw that. So
We have an offense that can keep them off the field. So
yes, hopefully that's the plan. So
yeah.
fingers crossed, Jags got a big one at home against Kansas City next week. We'll talk a little bit about that maybe towards the end. 4 o'clock games, Raiders, Broncos. Jimmy G, fucking winner.
Yeah,
What did
he
I
won
say?
the
Will you tell me what Jimmy G's career record is as a starter?
Yeah.
Well, I kind of chat about this one unless you had some. My initial thought on this is that I had Jacoby Myers on my bench in fantasy. That was
53-21.
He's a winner. I mean, I would
72% of games.
I would guarantee. I would beg you to find me another quarterback in the NFL that's not named Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers that has a winning percentage that's similar to that.
Yeah. It's probably hard to find.
I know it's only 70 games. It's not 150 like some of these guys, or 200 like 230 like Rodgers, or I mean, that's, you can say all you want. Jimmy G's been in a good system. He's been in a Kyle Shanahan offense. He's been in these places where he's basically been set up for success, but you still got to go out there and make the plays. I know that they got to the Super Bowl. I know that people blame him for losing the Super Bowl, but Jimmy Garoppolo wins games. I don't know what it is. I think that
he does.
I feel like you don't hear, like, he makes a lot of money. He's a quiet guy in the media. You don't hear a lot about him. And I also feel like you don't hear a lot about, like, his teammates coming out and
hating him
or, like, having these weird narratives out on SportsCenter and stuff like, oh,
yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo, like, his teammates don't love him. Like, It feels like the dude's, like, he's just one of the dudes. Like, you don't hear anything bad about him, and he goes out there and he plays and he wins football games. And I think that the Raiders need that after last year. I think the Raiders had a really bad year last year. Derek Carr clearly was not meshing with the new regime there. And say what you will about Josh McDaniels, he likes to get his guys in there.
Yeah.
So
they're winning that division right now. Only team with a win.
Some are saying the Raiders.
Will Compton is saying.
Some are saying the Raiders right now would make the playoffs.
Yeah, they
would get a home playoff game. Some people are saying that.
Some people have been saying it.
I'm not super high on the Raiders right now. I think that
no.
I think again Jimmy Garoppolo is good enough to keep them in as many games as he wants to keep them in, especially with Josh Jacobs. Sean Payton's debut with the Broncos. I watched a lot of this game. Here's something. Sean Payton gets all this shine about being a fantastic head coach, and he's won a Super Bowl, and he had Drew Brees, and a lot of good years down in New Orleans. How's he any different than Mike McCarthy was with the Packers? They have the same resume. How's he any different? And Mike McCarthy is hated by the national media, and Sean Payton is beloved. So someone tell me.
Yeah, I don't get it. Wasn't Sean Payton also part of the bounty scandal back in the day?
Yeah, he got suspended a whole year.
Yeah. And there's that video of him smoking a bong with a 16-year-old. That's
is that a
real
video?
That's it's real.
I've seen that.
That
video.
is crazy.
That is crazy. I think Sean Payton's a scumbag.
I'm kind of with you there. I agree with. I mean,
I
maybe
don't
not scumbag, but
no, I think he's a scumbag.
Yeah.
I just look at him and I just think he's a scumbag. I don't have any basis saying that. I think he's a scumbag.
It's really all. I mean, that's pretty good synopsis of that.
I don't understand why people love him and they give all the hate to Mike McCarthy. They have quite literally the same resume. Both had Hall of Fame quarterbacks the majority of their head coaching career.
McCarthy won the year after Peyton did.
Yeah. Both have a Super Bowl out of both those quarterbacks. Both of their quarterbacks won MVPs during their seasons. And both of them are, in my opinion, average coaches. So,
yep.
Raiders get the dub. Broncos, no improvement from last year, I'll say.
Yeah.
I mean, they scored 16 points at home against a Raiders defense who I don't think many people are giving a lot of credit to being very good this year.
Yeah.
Yet. Yeah. Raiders win 17-16. How about we go to Eagles-Patriots? I mean, that was a hell of a game, honestly. The Eagles,
it was boring, and then it got scary.
Eagles win or start out 16-0. Everything that could go wrong for the Patriots goes wrong. Tom Brady in the building. First quarter, complete disaster. And then the Patriots, just in classic Patriots fashion, just hang around in the game. They just hang around in the game.
They do that well.
And then Mac Jones actually, I haven't looked at his stats yet. Mac Jones had, for about 2.5 quarters there, like he was just really picking that Eagles defense apart for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
Nakobe Dean went out with an injury. I saw that. He's going to be out.
That sucks.
That does suck. Mac Jones, 35 for 54. The first thing that strikes me there, that's a lot of
If you throw
passing
54
attempts.
passes, you're probably losing.
Especially in that weather.
Yeah.
300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Patriots comeback attempt fell short late.
Eagles covered.
They did cover. That spread was not ratty, or it was right on line. I think that when I saw that spread, it was a red flag that the Patriots were going to be in the game, and the Patriots lose on kind of a weird, out of bounds.
Couldn't get his feet down.
Kayshon Boutte couldn't quite get his feet down there at the end.
This game, though, one thing I do want to say is it all over Twitter, all over like just people in general, like Patriots are just the worst fans. Like their fan base is just awful.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why? They won a lot with Brady.
I cannot
I don't think they're that irrational. I think that
Yes,
they know
they
that
are.
I think that they know that they're not good now, though.
no, that's not true.
I think that really why?
It's a big part. Like Dave Portnoy has them in like his teams that can win the Super Bowl.
Well, Dave Portnoy is an irrational person.
And then and then also like they made fun of him on the podcast. Hank just sitting like this,
Yeah.
and then just being all loud when they were coming back. I don't think that they're ready to not make the playoffs 8 straight years. That's just what's going to happen. I don't think they're ready as a fan base. They're not ready for it.
I don't know.
Unless they get lucky and draft someone good, if they have Mac Jones, they're gonna be 6 to 8 wins, maybe 5 every year.
No, I think that they'll win more than that. Their defense is too good.
I'll bet the under on that. Under.
I think that the
Bills
Patriots,
twice, Jets twice. Not really doesn't matter anymore.
Bills look beatable.
That's true.
The Dolphins are winning that division. Let's go to that game. That Patriots Eagles game.
Yeah, fuck it.
Whatever. I don't really care that much about it. The Dolphins.
This is the game of the week.
It was the game of the week, but I, for one, when I was watching this game, honestly, really never. I just can't take the Chargers. I can't take either of these teams serious. I can't take either of these teams seriously. I'm sorry, Dave.
Yeah.
Just because of their logos and their uniforms. They just don't look – they look like candy-ass football teams. Both of them do. And you got – Herbert's out there with his kind of like big puffy chin strap, and
surfer bro.
He's always just kind of like looking around like a dodo bird, and I don't know. And like they've got Keenan Allen, and Keenan Allen plays like 4 games a year and is hurt the rest of the year. They've got Mike Williams, who has a concussion every single week. They've got Austin Eckler, who scores touchdowns every week, and they've got a defense full of good players who never seem to perform up to their expectation.
Staley's a bad coach.
And Brandon Staley, that's exactly where I was going, is a bad coach. They will never win with him as a coach. I said it before. I will say it again. I will say it forever. He is an awful coach. He should be fired. He should be put in a solitary confinement cell for the atrocities he's committed against the state of California and the city of Los Angeles for prohibiting Justin Herbert from becoming an elite quarterback. And I'll say it. Many people in the national media, the sphere, Twitter, wherever you go, like to just immediately assume Justin Herbert is better than Trevor Lawrence. And I think that
what's he ever done?
I think that if you break it down, it's just not true. I think Trevor Lawrence has beaten him literally in every game they've ever played against each other. And
Trevor wins them games.
Justin Herbert had a chance to win this game late for the Chargers. The Dolphins win it 36-34. Herbert got the ball back, I think, with just under 2 minutes left, and I want to say 1 timeout, maybe 2 timeouts, and did nothing with it. Got sacked twice, was getting hit, looked extremely sad back there, looked like he was just taking a beating. It was so sad the way he looked. And Tua, give Tua some credit. He had 400-something yards? Let's see. What did Tua look like today? Tua goes 28 for 45, 466, 3 touchdowns.
466 is fucking
that's
crazy.
a hell of a game. Obviously, Tyreek Hill, monster day, 11.
He might be the best
Tyreek Hill is the best offensive weapon in all of football.
Weapon. I would say he's not the best receiver. He is the best weapon. Yeah.
He's an insanely good player. He's the number one person you don't want to see on the other side of the field when your team is playing defense, I would say.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I think in the Dolphins defense
They can win that with what we saw last night. They can win the division easily.
They should easily win. Well, I don't know about it. They should win that division.
They should win.
They should win that division. I just don't know. Everything looks too South Florida for me. Tua looks. He's got that arm tattoo. He's got the face paint on. He's got the short hair. He's Hawaiian. It feels very sunny when I watch them, and I just feel like when you watch playoff football, it's not sunny. I don't know if that makes any sense or not. It's just not. It doesn't look like Dolphins weather to me.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they almost beat Buffalo last year in Buffalo, but I think the Dolphins. I mean, obviously, barring everyone stays healthy,
yeah, they'll make the playoffs. We'll see. Like we said, they have weapons, so they're dangerous. They're a team you don't really want to play.
I'll be interested to see. Yeah, I agree with you. I'll be interested to see what happens when this team gets on some primetime games and they when they get to that spot that maybe they're 5-0, 5-1, 6-1, something like that, and everyone starts to really talk about them. I'll be interested to see how that kind of plays out, because obviously last year Tua dealt with some injuries, but they started the year really hot last year. What, they go 6-2 to start the year or something like that?
It was something good, and then Tua got hurt, unfortunately.
Right, so I don't know. You hope that Tua stays healthy this year and you can see what they do, but yeah, the Dolphins look like they could have a grip on that AFC East and make a run at it. So congrats to the Dolphins on an elite victory. Game of the week. Packers-Bears. What are your thoughts here?
Jordan Love looked good.
Jordan Love looked very good. I don't know that his completion percentage was all that good, but he looked great.
You just sling it. Just sling it.
15 to 27, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions for 245 yards. Only took 1 sack.
Without Christian Watson.
Yes, without Christian Watson. Christian Watson is a great receiver.
Yeah, he will be good. He's a stud.
I think he's a very good receiver.
We have. You can argue the best running back room in the league. I mean,
Aaron Jones,
putting Aaron Jones for 3 straight plays, and then the defense is tired, and you just throw in A.J. Dillon. It's like the stats didn't even back him up this game, because I think the Bears were they honed in on that running. They didn't even do that good. I mean, he still had over 100 yards rushing, which is you like winning. You like beating a team 38-20, especially against your rival who was talking shit. Everyone. Justin Fields being ranked 86 out of the top 100 and Trevor Lawrence being 96 will go down as one of the worst things, atrocities ever said about comparison between players.
That the NFL committed a war crime by doing that. They should go.
It's that situation where it's like everyone's saying it, and then there's a few people with brains like me and you, and it's like.
Again,
he's not good.
We are Jags homers. That is what we are.
It's not even about Trevor. It's that he's not good.
If you take the nameplates off the back of the jerseys and put a black shadow on both of them, right, so that they both look identical, there is no chance in the world, under any circumstance, there is no person with a functioning brain that is doing anything productive in this society that would tell you that Trevor Lawrence looked worse last year
is worse
than Justin Fields. There is no person that would tell you that. No person that would tell you that. Justin Fields is not a good passer of the football. He is not in a good situation to be a good offensive player. He runs fast. He looks very fast. He looks very twitchy. But the reality is he's running the ball, and it's because he's probably not making the throws at the right time when he needs to make them on
He's not making any progression.
No. I feel like I haven't seen much out of Justin Fields. If I was a Bears fan, I would officially be concerned. I think that
Big Cat's definitely worried.
Big Cat is worried.
Would
he
you rather
won't say it.
What percentage of NFL fans do you think if they had to choose between Jordan Love and Justin Fields, who do you think would be favored and by what percent?
I think that
60-40 Love.
I think that honestly, I still think more people would tell you Fields.
You think? Okay, you think more people would?
I think smart
reality-
people. I think smart people would tell you that Jordan Love looked like he had a great game, and again, Jordan Love, another guy that doesn't feel like a lot of people are coming out into the media with. Doesn't feel like there's these weird narratives out there about Jordan Love. Feels like Jair Alexander, big support for him after the game. Talk your shit, Jordan Love.
Did you see the video where he Love fell down on a run like near the sideline and like 6 Packers players immediately went up to him and like lifted him up?
I feel like that's big, man.
Yeah, that's
like,
big.
I feel like that these guys like him, and it feels like too that when Rodgers left, like he obviously took some of those veteran guys with him, and some of those veteran guys kind of moved on. And I mean, it feels like it's Jordan Love's Packers now. Like that's what it feels like.
I want to.
I'm not there again, so I don't have any basis to saying that.
I want to ask you a question.
Please.
Justin Fields, he played all last season.
And the season before
and
that.
the season before that. He played every game. Guess how many games he has more than 245 passing yards?
How many games?
Which is how many Jordan Love had.
How many games has he started?
17 plus 34, 35.
He started 35 games.
Well, okay, make it 30.
This.
Make it 32 because there was 3 games in the game. He started week 4.
I'm gonna say he's had 4 games over 245.
3.
Wow.
3 games, and one of them was 254. The other 2 were 280 and 290. So he's never had a 300-yard game.
And how many of those games did they win? Justin Fields, I think,
254 lost to the Packers.
It's Jacques Classic.
That's it. That one time last year he did it.
Yeah.
And he did it twice in 2021. L against the Vikings 17-9, 285. L against the Steelers 291. And he's thrown for 3 touchdowns one time. And let's see here. They lost to the Dolphins by 3.
I mean, I'm not even exaggerating when I say this. I'm pretty sure Justin Fields has 5 career wins. I think
it's not that hard to count. That's 3 last year.
I think he has 5 career wins, or maybe 6.
It's 6, but the one game he didn't start. He only had 13 attempts. So
yeah, I think that I'm ready to put my rubber stamp on the fact that Justin Fields is, in fact, not the answer for the Chicago Bears.
This is a Fields is not good podcast.
Yes, we are anti-Justin Fields, not as a person, but as a quarterback. I do not buy the national hype. I think Jordan Love looked great, and I think that you get back Christian Watson. I think that offense is pretty scary, honestly, especially if Matt LaFleur has anything to say about it. I mean, all he's been hearing the last couple of years is doesn't have anything to do with Matt LaFleur, it's Aaron Rodgers. And all Jordan Love's been hearing is F you, Jordan Love. We're Aaron
scared.
Rodgers.
Yeah.
So to me, this is like they've got something to prove, and I feel like that's worth something, honestly. I feel like
everyone's counting the Packers out.
To me, that's the Packers division to win still. The Lions hype.
It could happen.
It could happen. I do not buy the Vikings hype, and I certainly do not think the Bears have the capability to have a winning season, let alone win the division.
Yeah.
Rams Seahawks, honestly, don't even really want to talk about that much. Completely boring game. Matthew Stafford,
you look better.
Good game. What I saw in red zone, I mean, threw for 334 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Just look decent. I mean, Seahawks are a weird team. They still have Geno Smith as a quarterback, which feels extremely odd.
There's always one West Coast game every week that no one is just like,
I mean, that game is just like no one wants to watch that game. The new Los Angeles Rams logo looks so bad.
It is. The Seahawks one's good. The Rams is just awful.
Rams logo is awful. Their uniforms, I hate seeing them on the TV. And the Seahawks, like every time I see them on TV, it just makes me be like, every time I see the Seahawks on TV, I just feel like it's not actually the weekend, and I feel like I'm being like forced to watch them. It just doesn't feel right. I just look at it and I just get weirded out. I don't like it.
Yeah, I agree.
And we already hit the Bills-Jets game.
The only game we really didn't talk about was the Lions-Chiefs game.
We did not talk about the Lions-Chiefs game, but I think
that's at this point it's basically everyone watched the game. No Kelsey, no Chris Jones. Mike Tirico, I don't like the call where he said there's an asterisk on it. They won the game. But in reality, if they play in the Super Bowl, the first thing that'll come out of everyone's mouth after they say Lions versus Chiefs will be The Lions won the first game, but
Without
the Chiefs didn't have
Yes.
Kelsey or Chris Jones.
Exactly.
That'll be the first. That is the definition, I think, of an asterisk.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not very smart, but I
Yes.
think that's pretty close to what asterisk means.
What? Asterisk. Yes. The Lions, 21-20 in Arrowhead. Tough place to win, as the Jags know. Weird game.
Yeah.
I mean, Mahomes made
every throw in the world to keep the Chiefs in it. Obviously, I mean, everyone already kind of beat this horse dead, but Kadarius Toney had obviously a bad game. Some weird drops he had, and I don't know, just always felt like the Lions went out there and just really gave it their all, like hard on their sleeve, like just freaking emotional game for them, like especially coming off last year where they don't get the opportunity to have that play-in game on Sunday Night Football. They're already eliminated. Like, you know that
And they had the whole offseason to beat the Chiefs, too.
They had the whole
only
offseason.
thing about the Chiefs.
that, if I was a Lions fan, would excite me, and
Yeah,
it
I'd
would
be
worry
excited
me.
for sure if I was a Detroit fan.
It would excite me that they won this game, but I just don't know what else to say other than it's just they're the Lions.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say the same thing about the Jags, but the Lions are good. But it also, to me, if Amon-Ra St. Brown gets hurt for the Lions, he's really good. If he gets hurt, who are they going to throw the ball to?
I
Jameson
agree.
Williams comes back, but golly, I mean,
I'll agree, but there are a lot of teams you could say that with. Vikings. You can say that with.
well, I know, but I'm talking about like
Yeah.
those are teams that are not that like they're not deep teams on offense. Like
No.
I don't think that the Lions are a deep team on offense.
They're not.
I don't think they are. I think that
Jared Goff is really good, but I don't know if I trust Jared Goff to go win me a playoff game on the road in January. I don't know if I trust him to do that.
I don't
think
either.
That the Lions, to me, feel like they're an 11-6 team. They feel like
11-6. I think 11-6 is really good, but do you still think the Packers do better than that?
I think that the Packers are probably somewhere in the 9-12 win realm. That's where I feel like they could slide 2 games either direction of the
Packers
the
will be
Lions.
that one wild card team you really don't want to play.
The Packers are going to be a team that no one wants to play all year. I think the Packers are. I'm high on the Packers, honestly.
Are you?
I am.
I think that they're going to be a lot better than everyone thinks, and I don't think there's anything to say about the Chiefs losing this game. I mean, it's just like the Brady effect when it's Mahomes is the regular season is the preseason for the playoffs. I mean,
It is.
you're going to make the playoffs with Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback, whether it's 9-8 or 16-1. You have the same chance to win the Super Bowl, in my opinion, when you get to the playoffs if Patrick Mahomes is your quarterback. It doesn't matter if they're playing on the road for 3 games or if they're playing at home for 2 games with a bye week. I still think you have virtually the same chance to win
Yep.
and make it to the Super Bowl.
I'm with you there.
Patrick Mahomes is that dude. He is all that team needs to be great. I think that when they get Kelsey back, obviously, and
That's all they need.
they got Chris Jones, they signed him back on that 1-year extension.
Sucks. Could have waited a week. That would have
Coulda
been
waited a
nice
week.
if you waited a week.
We're gonna.
You want to quickly preview this week's games?
Yeah, I think we kind of have to.
We're going to give you a quick – we've already been going for about an hour here.
About an hour, I'd say.
We'll give you a quick – I'll give you a quick I'm just going to bounce around every game and then just tell you what I like in the game. How do you feel about that? You like that?
Yeah.
Like that idea? Thursday Night Football, Vikings-Eagles. Weird game. Philadelphia favored by 7.
Really?
That is a
7?
that's a lot of points
Yeah, it is.
for a primetime game. And something tells me that they could cover that. I think the Vikings, the last time I remember them going to Philadelphia was that NFC Championship game with Case Keenum. I'm sure they've played there in recent memory after that, but my small brain remembers that, and that was an ass whipping. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go on a limb, and I'm going to say the Eagles are going to win that game. I don't think that they'll cover by 7, though. What do you think?
I'm with you there. I think the Eagles win. 7 is tough.
7's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, they covered against the Patriots. I think the Vikings are a better team than the Patriots.
Yes.
So I will go ahead with you. I think I'm going to pick Eagles.
I'm going to take the Eagles there, and I'm going to take them to win by less than 7, not cover that 7.
So just money line. We're both on the money line.
Yes. My favorite game of the week, obviously biased, Jags-Chiefs. Big game in Jacksonville. Biggest game in Jacksonville. I mean, obviously you had those ones last year that all had playoff implications. It feels like if the Jags win this game, it's officially they're on the road to the freaking AFC Championship game. If they win this game.
The hype in this city will be fucking real.
If they win this game, they are. I'm literally getting chills talking about it. I will be in the stadium on Sunday. I will be there.
Same. We will both be there.
We will both be
Tailgate.
there. This will be. If the Jaguars win this game, it is Kansas City -3, 1 o'clock game, CBS national game. My heart has to take the Jags.
Jags +3 or Jags money line?
Money line, straight up.
Jags money line.
I have to take the Jags here, but I mean, we'll give a little bit of an extended preview for this one. I don't know what I see. What do you see happening in this game? I really, honestly do not know. The number one thing...
I hope Travis Kelce is okay, but I also hope,
He's playing.
But maybe he's not the same him.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that in the playoff, though. He still played good. We just have to hope someone could fucking guard him. I mean, that's my only worry. I'm not worried about our offense scoring points against their defense.
I am.
Really?
I am worried. I'm scared. I'm scared about the moment for this team. I think that they obviously played in big...
They want to win, though. They want to win.
They want to win this game. They want to win every game. They're hungry for it. This is battered Jags fan syndrome again. I can't believe I'm talking like this. I want them to win. I think they can win. I still just in the back of my mind have this... it's like imposter syndrome. I feel like I have that as a Jaguars fan. I just don't... But what I have to tell myself is that, just like I said earlier, that Patrick Mahomes is that big of a difference for the Chiefs. I have to believe that Trevor Lawrence is that big of a difference for that Jags team. I think this is an opportunity. This game is an opportunity for Trevor Lawrence to... I know he's had great games. I know he's had game-winning drives. I know he's had great throws. I know he's had low moments. This feels like a game where if Trevor goes out there and he throws for 300 plus and a few touchdowns, doesn't turn the ball over, and we win by a score and it's on the offense, it feels like that this will be the game where, similar to when Blake Bortles threw for 350 and 3 touchdowns against the Patriots in 2018, that the national media will look at Trevor and say, okay,
that's a good...
It's validated what we have, what people have been saying.
I like that.
That is my hope, and that's what I pray happens. But the guy on the other side of the field is Patrick Mahomes.
So it's hard to just...
It's doable.
We can think that our team can win, but we can also think that the Chiefs can win any game with Patrick Mahomes.
We can also acknowledge the fact that they have been the best team in the NFL for the last 5 years.
And they beat us in our second to last game.
Yep. I'm taking the Jags. I'm going with my heart. I think more of a key to this game will be if they can run the football. I think
they need to run the ball well.
I think that if ETN can get going, I think that's huge for them.
I mean, I do think it's a big swing and the miss too. Just real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
This game should definitely be primetime. I don't know how it's not. We get two Sunday night, or no, sorry, 2 Monday night games: Saints, Panthers, Browns, Steelers. Fuck me.
Are there 2 Monday night games this week?
Yes, and the Sunday night games: Dolphins, Patriots. So we got 3 snooze fests.
That's a miss. Those are 3 misses.
Those are 3 misses. Huge misses.
Massive.
I can see
misses.
the Browns Steelers being hype, but the other 2 are fucking horrible.
Absolutely awful. Dolphins Patriots could be okay.
They picked 3 division games, which I can respect, but the Thursday night game's not fucking divisional, so it's whatever.
Bad primetime games.
Give Jags a 1 o'clock game every fucking time.
Especially in early September when it's 100 degrees. Classic. Yeah. Thank you, NFL. Roger Goodell, we know you're listening. Thank you.
And thanks for the back-to-back London games.
Raiders at Bills. Bills minus 9.5. I'm on Raiders plus 9.5 here. I think that the Bills are going to want to obviously have a bounce-back game here, but again, I think Jimmy G's a gamer. I think Josh Jacobs runs that football, and I think that they've got Devontae Adams, which not a lot of people are talking about.
Yeah.
So I think Jimmy G keeps them in the game. I think they've got a chance to keep it tight. I don't know that they win the game, but I think that they can cover that 9.5. That feels like a lot of points.
I am questionable in this game. I do think the Bills will win. I really do believe in kickback games, like
Get right games.
Get right games, yeah. Also, we don't know. Maybe that line was 10 yesterday, or maybe it'll keep going down. I'm gonna take the Bills minus 9.5.
Okay. All right. Bills minus 9.5. Tigre is on that one.
If I could find it, I would bet I would be comfortable with Bills minus 5.5.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna find that anywhere.
Yeah.
Ravens at Bengals, divisional game. Bengals are favored by 3.5 here.
Ravens
I'm taking Ravens. I think that they could win this one straight up.
money line.
I think they could win it straight up. I think that them not having J.K. Dobbins hurts them. But I think that
You
after
said plus 3.5.
yeah, I think that the Bengals had obviously a rough showing last week. I think that they'll look a lot better. But people forget the Ravens almost beat this Bengals team in the playoffs with Tyler Huntley at quarterback just 2 or 3 games ago.
Yeah, that is very true.
So I've got the Ravens here. I think, like I said, Lamar got his bag. He got his money, and I think that he's full steam ahead. And I think that the Bengals are going to have a real tough time with Zay Flowers.
Mm-hmm.
I think Zay Flowers is going to have a big game here.
I agree with that.
You're on the Ravens also?
I'm on Ravens, but with plus 3.5.
I like that. I agree
Yeah.
with you. I concur. Chargers Titans. This one's in Nashville at the Titans. Los Angeles Chargers. The spread -3.
Chargers.
Yep. I would take here Titans +3. This feels like a perfect spot for Vrabel to just run Derrick Henry right at a candy ass looking team.
Yeah.
For 120 yards, and then DeAndre Hopkins has some weird miraculous touchdown, and then Tannehill runs for some yardage.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like the Chargers don't score a lot of points on the Titans defense. I would take the Titans +3. I don't know if they'll. I think that the Titans will win this game, honestly, outright.
I'm opposite. I'm not gonna take their points, but I'm gonna take Chargers money line.
Okay.
Same purpose. It's a get right game, and it's also. I don't know. I don't see much in the Titans. Tannehill looks awful.
Yeah.
Looks like really bad.
I may regret that one.
He looks really bad, and I feel bad for him, but he's making a lot of money, so
Yeah, I don't feel that bad for him.
Yeah.
Packers at Falcons, Green Bay -2. If you're asking me a game so far that I would actually bet on, this screams that you should take the Packers -2.
Yeah. I agree. I'm with you
This
there.
feels like the Packers could win by like 17 points.
Yeah.
This feels like they could win by a lot of points.
Them being plus money line last week was awesome. That was a great hit.
Yeah, that was awesome against the Bears, which was shocking.
Without Christian Watson, that's just
Without Christian Watson. Christian Watson, I still think questionable to play this week. I don't know if he'll be back. I think that people were optimistic that he would play last week, but they ruled him out pretty early. So to me, that says that he's obviously or was still hurt.
I don't see Desmond Ridder playing good against our defense.
No, the Packers' defense, I think, is a lot better than people think that they are, even though they've gotten a lot of shine. I think that the Packers' defense is legit. I think that travels, and I think that running back room, like you said, travels also. Even if Jordan Love maybe struggles a little bit early on the road in his first big road game, I think that Packers still pull that one out.
Yeah, I'm writing it down as lock of the week right now. It can change, but I think
That's the lead pipe block of the week so
Yeah.
far. Haven't even looked at the other games, but I can just tell you right now it's a lead pipe block. Seahawks at Lions, Detroit -6. This game is absolutely disgusting to look at. I would hate to watch this game. It's such a gross game.
What's the spread?
When I look at that game, I see gray. It's Detroit -6. All I see is gray. I think of rain. When I look at this game, I think of rust. I think of dark clouds, and I think of weird, pathetic-looking turf. I think you got to take
I think
Seattle
you just described Detroit.
and Seattle, both of them
Yeah,
together.
both. Yeah.
I think that you've got to take the Seahawks +6. I think that's a lot.
You
of
think
points.
Seahawks +6?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna take Lions minus.
I think you take the Seahawks +6. Feels like it could be a letdown spot for the Lions, and it may
They got murdered by the Rams.
might be a get right game. I don't know. The Rams have
That's
had their
true.
number, to be fair, though.
Yeah,
Rams
That is true.
But
Maybe.
also, Seahawks traveling across the country to go to Detroit's always tough. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
and the Lions have had 10 days, not 6.
Correct. My common sense would tell me that the Lions should win and
They'll
cover
win.
that. They should win and cover that, but I think that the Seahawks are like frisky enough. And-
Frisky.
I mean, Pete Carroll's a good coach. I mean,
Yeah, he's
see what
a
you-
great
he's
coach.
he's a great coach. I think that
man.
I think Pete Carroll will get those guys right, and I think that they'll cover the 6.
What kind of gun do you think he choose?
Oh, Pete Carroll?
Yeah,
Oh my
Trident or
God,
Big
no.
League?
How about Bubba?
Hubba Bubba.
Has to be just so much of it. I mean, he's got to be the reason that they're still in Big League Chew, maybe something like that.
What if he's got a Wrigley sponsorship? He's just got Juicy Fruit.
Juicy Fruit,
Fuck.
Big Red,
What's
Spearmint, or
it's-
whatever. What is it?
the green one, not Trident? They come in like they look like 5 gum, like they're the skinny rectangle
No, I
ones.
know what you. Oh, Orbit.
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 Yeah.
Could be Orbit.
Yeah.
Pete Carroll, noted gum chewer. Colts Texans, gross game. Absolutely
Really?
gross game. It's a pick 'em. It's Indy -1.
Colts -1 for me. That's an easy. That might be another lock.
I'm taking the Texans.
You're gonna take the Texans +1 or
Taking
Texans?
Texans straight up.
Fire.
I think it's 2 rookie quarterbacks. Anthony Richardson goes on the road for his first game. The Texans always have been given credit for having a loud building. I think that
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud having a veteran running back, or quote-unquote veteran, I mean a guy with a year of experience and a lot of college football under his belt, and what seems to be a seasoned pro, and Dameon Pierce, I think, is a big benefit in this situation. I think we're going to see a lot of running the football from the Texans, honestly, in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that,
What's the over/under?
let me check for you. It's got to be low. It might be low 40s. If I had to guess, I haven't looked at it yet. I'm going to guess that the over/under in this game is 39.5. Do you have a guess?
I always guess less. 38,
It is 40.
40. I'm betting the under.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it feels like that's the under. It feels like both of those teams are probably, D'Amico Ryan's defensive guy.
Yeah, the defense looked pretty good.
Yeah. So I'll take the Texans straight up in that one in what should be a pretty boring game. Bears Bucks. That's an ugly one.
Bears
It is
Bucks.
Bucks -3. It's in Tampa.
It's so ugly, dude.
I think you've got to take, even after all the bad things I just said about Justin Fields, I think that you take Bears +3 here. I think that they can go on the road and win that game. Although,
Bears +3, eh? I'm taking Bucks money line just straight up.
yeah, I don't hate that, man. I don't hate
Because
that. I'm
Bucks
trying
are
to
coming
be
off a big win, and the Bears are coming off of just a really
a
bad.
debilitating loss. I think that the Bears are an extremely bad football team. I really do think that.
Their defense isn't good. Their offense isn't good.
They have nothing that's good. I don't know why. It just feels like that Bucks
It's a good.
game
It's
was
a look and you
fluke.
feel it. Yeah, I respect that.
It feels like that Bucks game was fluky. Maybe
Yeah.
not fluky, but it doesn't feel like
Doesn't feel real.
they're going to go out there and I don't know. It just doesn't feel
Feels like betting on a USFL game.
watching Baker Mayfield play in a Bucks uniform in Tampa Bay is going to be extremely weird. So to me, that just is a red flag.
Yeah.
Giants Cardinals. Wow.
God damn it, these games are bad.
That is an awful football game. Giants -5.5.
I'm taking every money line against the Cardinals every year, and I'm probably just still gonna win money.
I'm gonna take. I like Giants -5.5 here. It feels like
-5.5.
feels like they should.
Yeah,
win
I do
that
too.
Game.
I'm
Feels
taking
like
them with
feels like
points.
they should win that game.
I'll take them with points, honestly. I think that's a good. I mean, they covered against the Cardinals, but the Commanders, but the Commanders, who knows?
Yeah, I think that the Giants.
Giants can't score 0 points this week.
Correct, and I also think that. I think that's you burn the film on that first game, and I think the Giants will look a little bit more like they did last year in that game.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be a. I don't think
Oh.
it'll be a huge game, but yeah, you get it.
Mm-hmm.
Niners at Rams. Boy, that's another ugly game.
Rams did come out looking decent though.
They
to like
did.
make it a little more interesting.
San Francisco -8.
That's ratty.
That's a lot. That feels like the Rams could get blown out. That feels like you take Niners -8 if it's that high for them on
Really?
the road. I think so.
You think?
Yeah.
That's greasy.
if it's that high for them on the road, if it opened that high,
That's true.
there's
I
no
didn't
way
know
it would
was on the road.
open.
I didn't know it was on the road.
Well, the Niners are at the Rams.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like,
They'll travel well there too.
oh yeah, that crowd will be over 50% Niners fans, just like it was in the playoff game a couple years ago. So I'm going with Niners -8 there. I think that Brock Purdy will have a great game. I don't know.
I will too. I'll take it with you.
I don't know how.
I don't like it, but I'll take it with you.
Thank you. I appreciate you standing in solidarity with me. I don't see how this kind of lackluster in terms of star power Rams offense can put up points.
The Rams
on.
offense isn't going to do what they did to the Seahawks defense last week.
I don't.
The Niners defense.
No, the Niners have probably the best defense in the league.
Yeah.
Second to maybe the Cowboys / Jets. I think that it's probably Jets, Niners, Cowboys, or take your pick of those three. I mean, those are probably the top 3 defenses in the league there. Yeah, so I think that game's going to be ugly. I'd be interested to the over/under on this one. What's your guess? I'm going to say it's going to be 42.5.
44.
44. Tyler's got it 44.
44.5. I was
Okay.
2 points off.
Nice call.
Yeah.
We've both been half a point off on one of these. Jets Cowboys. If you would have asked me about that game on Monday night at 7:55 p.m., I would have told you that's going to be a great game. Unfortunately, now it is not going to be a great game. The spread is Dallas -8.5.
Oh my God, that's.
I think that
Where's it at?
it's at Dallas. I think 8.5 is a lot for a Jets defense that's really good. I would probably take Jets 8.5. I think
This is not one we're actually putting money on for sure.
No, I wouldn't touch that one. I feel like the Jets lose that game, but I don't think that they lose it by 9 points. I think that they lose it. I think it's a closer game than people will think it will be.
Yeah.
What do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, it's tough because I would just say Cowboys money line, but that just seems like if I had to pick one of them to cover or not, I would have to pick Jets +8.5.
It's a lot of points.
They did win 40-0.
Yeah.
I think that there's some weird shit going on here on this line between Dallas having a big game and then obviously Rodgers being out.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback means a lot, though, obviously.
Yeah, they do.
So, I mean, Rodgers was probably worth an entire touchdown on that spread.
Yeah.
So, I'll go ahead and I'll take the Jets +8.5,
Yeah, I'm with you there.
although they may lose by 20. Another just horrific football game. Commanders at Broncos, something no one wants to watch. I'm taking the Commanders straight up to win.
Sorry for the audio
I
there.
still think the Broncos have the stink, the stench, the foul sight, the disgusting remnants of Nathaniel Hackett still all over them, all over the building, within the stadium, in the air, in the town, in the state, in the time zone. I think Nathaniel Hackett ruined that franchise. I think he ruined it. I think Russell Wilson ruined it. I think it's disgusting what they did to the Broncos franchise. A once great and well-respected franchise. I think the Commanders have, maybe not from anybody nationally, but I think that in that city and in that building, they have all the hype in the world of a new ownership, a young quarterback, a big Week 1 win in their eyes with a sold-out crowd. I think that the Commanders go into Mile High Field and play spoiler, cover the 3.5, and win in Denver on
They're
Sunday.
-3.5?
Tigres.
-3.5, you're saying?
The Broncos are -3.5.
So it's Commanders +3.5, or are you taking their money line?
I'm taking them to win straight up, but I know that they will cover 3.5.
Yeah, I am with you 100%. I don't get that line at all. I would have bet if you said 3.5, I would have said, "Oh, Commanders -3.5." That's what I would have said.
Yep. No Jerry Jeudy for the Broncos.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. We've actually, it's been 4 picks in a row. We've just
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, keep saying the same thing, but before that I wasn't. So I mean, this is just matching opinions at this point.
I like it.
I think the Commanders' defense is good. The Broncos' defense is okay. I don't know. I think the Commanders they're winning that game. They're winning that game.
The over-under on this game is 38. I like the under.
Over.
I like, after we just got done saying that we were agreeing on picks.
It's a low total.
I think that this game goes under. I honestly don't know if they'll score 30 combined points.
True.
Both
yeah.
teams'
You're making me
games-
hate. You're making me hate my over.
Both teams' games last week went under on low totals. Both teams' games stayed under 35 points. And I think that both teams played worse defenses than they're going to play this week.
Yeah, that's true.
Although, I don't know. The Cardinals may be a better defense than the Broncos.
Either way, you're right about it. They both were under teams last week.
I don't see how that game goes over 38, even though it's that low. But I'm taking the Commanders to win here. Mitchie, I hope you're listening still. Taking the Commanders. Dolphins, Patriots. Sunday Night Football.
What's the spread?
In Foxborough. Do you know what the spread is? If you had to guess, what would you think it would be?
Dolphins minus 2.5.
It is Dolphins minus 2.5 on the number. I'm in love with that. I'm absolutely in love with Dolphins minus 2.5. I don't see any world after that Chargers game last week that they don't go in there and cover that and win handily. Honestly, I think that the Patriots are getting a lot of credit on these betting lines, which is very interesting to me.
They're giving it because they are both at home.
I know, but it's just very.
No one on that team is covering Tyreek Hill.
No. So I think that
rookie looked okay. He's not ready.
now if there's one coach in the entire NFL that could
Scheme it up, get a Grove with it. Yeah.
that could take it away, it's Bill Belichick. But I don't think that happens. I think that the Dolphins go in there, win, and cover the 2.5. Over-under on that game, I would guess that the over-under on this game is going to be 44.5 also.
45.5.
It is 46.5. I was 2 points off again. So if I was making the lines, I would be losing to the over. 2 Monday night games, very bad games. Tyler mentioned them before. Saints-Panthers, a disgusting matchup. Every time I see the Panthers Stadium on TV, it makes me sick. It's
What's
a
the
gross
spread there?
stadium. This is New Orleans minus 3. I will take that.
Yep.
I think Derek Carr, a seasoned veteran quarterback on the road. Bryce Young's first start at home. There'll be a lot of hype there. I think they'll run the ball a lot. I think the Saints defense is legit. And I think that Derek Carr is plenty good enough to go in there and get a win against a rookie quarterback.
Beat them, for sure. With you there.
I do like the under in that game, whatever it is, though. I don't even know what it is, but I know that I like it.
Man, we are on a roll
right now.
It is
40. The under is 40. I like the under in that game.
Yes.
I actually love the under in that game. That just feels like a game on Monday night where it's going to be like 13-3, and like I'm just going to fall asleep with like 6 minutes 27 seconds left in the third quarter. Last game.
Are we going to make it 7? 6 picks in a row, we have the same thing.
Okay. Last game.
Need the spread for this.
Browns at Steelers. Monday Night Football, 8:15 p.m. Cleveland minus 2.5.
Ooh.
I'd like to hear your pick first on this one.
Yeah, if minus 2.5 Cleveland. I'm gonna take the Steelers money line.
Make it 7. I think the Steelers win this game. I think this is a perfect Mike Tomlin spot.
Yes.
Mike Tomlin.
I was gonna say it's Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin does not get his ass beat on primetime very often, if at all. Again, I do not have any stats in front of me to back that up. If you're listening, we need
towels in hand.
Terrible towels. It's going to be rocking. I think that the Steelers came off with what they're going to consider to be a pretty nasty loss to a really good
preseason game 4.
Yep, they're gonna rewrite the script. They're gonna beat a Browns team that Deshaun Watson, that pass rush will be in his face. T.J. Watt will be in Deshaun Watson's face.
Mm-hmm.
The Steelers are down Deontay Johnson. I think this feels like a game where the Steelers defense carries them to a victory. I don't know that the Steelers are going to score a ton of points in this game because I think the Browns have a decent defense, but I think that the Steelers get
over
a dub.
under? Wait.
You have a guess?
40.
I'm saying 42.5. That's my guess.
I was going to say 43.
39.5.
Holy shit.
That's low.
Taking the over.
Over.
Taking the over.
That's way too low.
When we both definitively say that and you say 4 points less, 3.5 and 4 points less, you mean you got to kind of take the over.
For those of you who are listening at home, it may be wise to bet the under. as both of us agree that it's going over.
To be fair, too, the money line logic that we have screams Steelers, like the under Steelers winning.
It does.
Like it screams like 19-16.
That's exactly what it's. Yeah. I like the Steelers here. That's week 2. All right, we look forward to watching these week 2 games, recapping them, discussing them, breaking them down, shitting on Justin Fields. Hopefully talking about a big Jags win against Kansas City in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Duval, bitches.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought, college football is happening also, but we've been going for 2 hours, so
Yeah.
it's probably about
I was gonna
time.
say maybe we have a few drinks on like Thursday night and just rev it up.
and
Who
give
knows?
a 20-minute college football synopsis.
Yeah.
If you guys are still listening and you want to hear us talk about college football, I guess send one of us a text, because if you're listening right now, you definitely still know us personally. There's no way that someone random would still be listening to this or listening at all. Yeah, that's the NFL. We are extremely excited. The NFL is back. I think I speak for you in saying that also.
Mm-hmm. I'm so excited. I mean, week 1 wasn't the most exciting week. There's a few games this week that won't be exciting.
But it's football.
But it's football. It's almost a blessing. A lot of these games that I'm looking at that are at 1 o'clock when we're going to be at the Jags games are bad.
Are awful.
Ravens
They're awful.
Ravens Bengals is probably the only good one.
Yeah.
And then at 4 when we get back, we have actually, to be honest, no good games.
None.
There's not really any good games except the one we're going to. So it's honestly a perfect scenario.
This is the best case scenario for us this week. We hope and we pray that the Jags get a win. We hope that our picks. I'll be interested. You said you wrote those picks
I
down?
wrote them down, so I'm going to do it every week. So maybe we do like a bet or something, like
See who comes out on top there.
loser owes the other one a beer.
Yeah. Well, that's already happening.
What about this week? Week to week, loser provides like when we do like this, like I'll go
Talking
get a
beverages.
six-pack. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll call this the weekly 6-pack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is our first weekly 6-pack. We'll see what happens. I think that we've covered it all. I think that we've talked all things NFL. Aaron Rodgers, if you're still listening, we wish you the best. We hope that
Now he has more time to listen, though.
We hope that your surgery goes well. Exactly. We expect you to be chiming in on our conversation. And go Jags. We will see you next week to talk Week 2 recap, Week 3 preview. Thanks for staying with us. Happy Hour Sports. Thanks for joining us, T. Grizz. Anything else to say?
No, not really. I mean, just a little thing. Breaking news: Logan finally got a new car. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Logan. Congratulations.
Logan. If you're still listening, crash your car.
If you're still listening, Logan, I will personally pay for your first car wash on your new car.
Wow, that's a great gesture.
I will pay for your first car wash on your new car because your last car, you may have only had one the entire time you have it, so I want to start you off on the right foot. Happy Hour Sports, Gary Voss, T. Grizz, thank you very much. See you next week.